If crowd size at Ceramas were a reliable gauge for the support contending parties in the Tanjung Piai by-election would receive, then BN definitely had an edge at the beginning of the campaign. Being a local, BN candidate Wee Jack Singh proved to be very popular among Chinese. People shook his hand wherever he went. Some of his supporters were even moved to tears upon watching a video that showcased his track record serving the locals in the last 16 years. A sea of supporters appeared as Najib Razak and Hadi Awang show up at Ceramas in Tanjung Piai on the first weekend of the campaigning period. Things look much quieter on Harapan's side. Even with a speaker lineup that include heavyweights like Lim Kit Xiang, Mat Sabu and Salahuddin, Harapan's first week of Ceramas received a lukewarm response. The crowd started to warm up only after Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad and PKR President Anwar Ibrahim took turns to go down to Tanjung Piai midway of the campaigning period. What remains to be seen is whether crowd size will translate to votes on polling day tomorrow. As the two obvious frontrunners in this by-election, BN and Harapan focused their campaigns on lambasting each other's shortcomings for the last 2 weeks. This BN billboard, for instance, highlights DAP's failure in stopping Sernikat from being included in primary school's syllabus, while DAP retaliates with this billboard that compares the allocation given to Chinese independent schools during BN and Harapan's time. In another instance, Harapan attacked BN and PAS for constantly playing up racial and religious issues and asked voters to give them at least 5 years to right the wrongs that BN had committed, while BN criticized some of the controversial statements that Harapan leaders had made. As the campaigning period draws to a close, the willingness of outstation Chinese voters, who account for 20% of the total constituents, to return to vote is now one key factor in deciding the results. Harapan backed Tanjung Piai seat with a slim majority of 524 votes in the last general election and was estimated to have won about 64% of the Chinese votes then. With the patience of Chinese voters for Harapan to carry out reforms quickly wearing out 18 months in, Harapan's chances of retaining the seat will be slim if the outstation voters, many of whom are younger voters that had supported Harapan in GE14, decide not to return. Vivian Yap, Kini News, Tanjung Piai.